You can look at your life and know logically that things are okay. Good job, people who care about you, nothing technically wrong, and still feel this quiet sense that somehow you're falling short. Like everyone else got a version of themselves that feels settled and you're still waiting to arrive. I know that feeling because I've lived it for a long time. And if that's where you are right now, I want to walk you through this. I am going to share how I ended up believing I wasn't enough in the first place, how that belief followed me slowly through my relationships, work, and everyday life. The moment I realized I was living by other people's expectations, and what I started doing that finally helped me feel peace within myself. Because this wasn't some big dramatic transformation, it was a series of small shifts. And if you've been carrying this feeling too, I think this video is going to help you. Because for a long time, I didn't go around saying I'm not enough, but I lived like I believed it. I overthought everything I needed reassurance more than I wanted to admit it. And anytime something went wrong, it felt personal. Like it confirmed something I already feared, that maybe I wasn't smart enough, attractive enough, successful enough, interesting enough, maybe just not enough. And if you know that feeling, this video is for you. How it started looking back, I can see I learned this belief slowly. Growing up, I always felt like there was this version of me I was supposed to be. More confident, maybe easier to love. There were expectations everywhere. From family, from people around me, from things I saw online, from the stories what people tell about what a good life should look like. And even if no one said it directly, I felt it that who I already was wasn't quite enough. So I started measuring myself constantly against other people's looks, other people's relationships, their confidence, and no matter what I did, I always came up short. Maybe you know that feeling too. You could be doing fine, but one glance at somebody else's life and everything falls apart for you. And suddenly you feel lacking. That can be tiring because when you live like that, peace always seems out of reach. As I got older, it followed me into everything. Relationships. I remember being with people and wanting to make sure I feel worthy. Like I had to be more interesting, more impressive just to be chosen. And even when someone did care about me, I struggled to receive it. Because if you don't believe that you're enough, love feels suspicious. You start wondering when will they realize you're not who they think you are. It also showed up in work. I could achieve something I once wanted, and instead of feeling proud, I'd immediately move the goalpost. Okay, what's next? What else can I do? Who's doing better than me? Even when good things were happening, there was this low hum underneath. Like I was waiting to be exposed or something. Waiting for someone to realize I didn't really deserve all of this after all. And maybe from outside it looked fine, but from inside I was tired. Tired of trying to earn that never stayed. I remember being in a room with a lot of people I admire, confident people, people who seem so certain about themselves. And I became hyper aware of myself. How I sounded, what I was wearing, whether what I said sounded smart enough. I barely listened to what they were saying because I was so busy monitoring myself. Then someone asked me a direct question, a simple one, and I answered, but in this smaller version of myself. I softened my opinion. I laughed nervously. I tried not to take too much space. I went home that night and replayed it on and on. Why do I become less around certain people? And the answer hurt because in that room that day, I felt I wasn't enough. And it's like I had to earn the right to be there. There came a point where I was just tired. Tired of anxiety, tired of measuring myself constantly. I remember thinking, I cannot live like this. So one night, I opened the journal and started writing. Nothing polished, nothing profound. Just some honest thoughts I'd be carrying for years. Why do I feel other people have something I don't? And I kept going. How I never let me be proud for long. How even when good things happened, I fell behind. And seeing those thoughts on paper did something for me because for the first time, they were not some feelings floating around in my head, they were actually there in front of me on paper. And I could see how harsh I was with myself, how often I just assumed the lack, how many standards I was trying to meet. And I remember sitting there and realizing these thoughts are all familiar, but they are not facts. They were patterns, they were old beliefs that sounded true. That journal entry changed something. The patterns, they were old beliefs I had repeated so many times that it started to feel true. That journal entry changed something. Because instead of trying to become who everybody else wanted, I started asking, what do I value? What actually matters to me? What kind of life feels peaceful to me and not just impressive to others? And for the first time, I wasn't chasing the definition of enough for other people. I was starting to meet myself. The biggest shift came to me when I realized that I was living by other people's expectations, even the ones that no one directed. I was chasing approval, chasing the version of success that didn't even feel like mine. And no wonder I felt empty, because you could meet everybody's standards and still feel disconnected with yourself. That day, something softened in me. I realized I had the power to choose my own path, to define what enough meant, to decide that mistakes didn't make me less worthy, that being imperfect didn't make me less lovable, that my worth wasn't tied to some achievements, relationships, and what other people felt, or how other people saw me. It was inherent, and at that moment, I felt peace. Not because everything in life changed, but because I stopped abandoning myself. So I didn't wake up the next day fully healed. Those thoughts keep coming back sometimes, but I recognize them and I just don't obey them like I used to. I started practicing small things, speaking honestly, taking the space, wearing whatever I wanted to because I liked it, letting people misunderstand me sometimes, and doing things what mattered to me and not to look impressive. And slowly, my actions taught me something new, that I could stop performing and still belong. If you've been carrying this belief too, I want you to know this. The feeling of not being enough is real, but that doesn't make it true. It's a story that's repeated so many times that it feels true. You don't need to earn softness, earn belonging. You already deserve those things before you proved anything. And if you're on this journey, I'd love to hear from you. Share it in your comments because maybe someone else needs to hear your story. If this felt a little too familiar, you're exactly who this channel is for. I'm learning this too in real time. So if you want to keep figuring this out together, you can subscribe.